Good morning, hello, and welcome to Moneycontrol's live stream. You're tuned into a fresh new edition of Opening Bell with me, Lavisha Darad. It is the monthly expiry day, so we will be having more earnings reports, some progress of the trade deals across the globe with the US to guide us through the trading action today as well. But yes, for the start, GIFT Nifty is suggesting a positive start for the Indian markets today. If we had to go by the global markets, how they fared, it has been quite a mixed picture. If you look at US markets, they ended on a record high note yesterday with Dow, which was up by about 300 points, and S&P 500 also at record high levels, given that investors have cheered some progress when it comes, which was worth about 2,400 crore rupees in the cash markets itself. If you look at the Nifty put call ratio, that has climbed to about 1.07 levels from 0.76 levels in the previous session, and the stock that is retained in the F&O band, that is your SAIL and Samman Capital. Both of these counters continue to be a part of the F&O band list. But yes, let's take a look at how the pre-open rates have been doing. If you look at Sensex is down about by 100 points. Nifty is also down by about points in the pre-open rates as of now. But we'll be watching out given that it's the expiry day also. So some volatile moves can be expected from the headline indices. But yes, with that, let's quickly get on board with our technical expert of the show. Joining me is Ajit Mishra, Senior Vice President Research at Religare Broking. Ajit, good morning. Yesterday we weren't able to sustain that 26,000 mark at close, but still we are near it. And what is the next level that we can watch out for?
Yeah, good morning, Lavisha. So, Lavisha, if you see that last week, the final two sessions, we were seeing a bit of a profit taking. We started this week on a strong note, and this clearly indicates that after this strong move that we saw from the recent bottom, it's a healthy consolidation that we are currently seeing before we march towards a new record high. So, as long as positionally we are holding about 25-6 mark, it's a buy and dip market. Intraday, because we have this monthly expiry, obviously the volatility is likely to remain high, and we broadly expect this consolidation to continue with the bias on the positive side. So for the intraday traders, any dip towards 25, 850, 720 zone is the area basically where one can look for long trades, with 26,000, 26,100 being the first area of resistance and 26,200 being the critical hurdle. Banking, which is supporting from the front, then we have almost all the other sectors which are also pitching in. IT was slightly in the back foot earlier, and now we are seeing stability post the numbers. So we feel that majority of the sector on a traditional basis are helping the markets to maintain the positive tone. But yes, the challenge lies more with the broader indices. Though we are seeing that the broader indices are also inching higher, but the participation is limited. So in cash market, at least one should be slightly cautious. Otherwise, the preference should be given to large cap and larger mid cap names, during this market consolidation.
Okay. Ajit, if you look at the PSU banks, they were quite a stellar performance yesterday. So what do you make of the moves? And of course, for the Nifty Bank Index also, what are the levels you want to point out here?
Yes, so if we're talking about the Nifty Bank, 58,500 to 59,000 will be the area of resistance, and closer to around 5750, 650 is something that one can look for long positions. And as you rightly mentioned that PSU banks this time around during this up move is outperforming by big margins, and we expect this outperformance because majority of the names from the PSU baskets, barring few, are participating strongly, and we expect this momentum to continue. So basically, stock like Canara Bank, SBI, Bank of Baroda, these are some of the names that should be on your radar. We still feel that we have decent potential of roughly around 4 to 5% from the current levels as well.
Okay. Let's also talk about Nifty Realty Index, one of the top sectoral performers yesterday, Ajit. But even if we look at the past 1 month and this month itself, for the month of October, Nifty Realty Index has done quite well. 9% gains came in from the index. What can we watch out here? And of course, any picks that you have from the realty space?
Yes, so in fact, realty as a basket also we have started seeing decent traction post this almost 1.5 month of consolidation below the major averages. So across the board, in fact, we are seeing participation. That is a good part. Means DLF from the large cap names, and then we have Oberoi Realty, Godrej Property, wherein we are seeing traction. So preference should be given to the performers. So basically, Prestige State is also one such name, wherein we are seeing outperformance. The stock is almost closer to its previous swing high. So 1800 is what we are eyeing as a immediate hurdle. The moment we cross this, then probably we are set for the new record highs, means 2000 plus area. So one can start accumulating even at current levels in the range of 1750 to 1800, with stop at 1700 and upside potential of 2000 levels.
Okay, all right. Now that we have discussed about sectors, let's move on to some individual movers also. Yesterday, we did see that Mazagaon Dock came out with its second quarter performance, wherein the net profit is up by about 28% on a year-on-year basis. Revenue has grown by about 6% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA has surged by about 36%, and margins have also seen a sharp improvement of about 500 basis points. Ajit, coming back to you, the stock has, of course, been consolidating right now. But what can we watch out the next moves to be? Because we've come out with a good second quarter performance.
Right. So if you see, Ravisha, that the defense pack is largely consolidating, wherein BEL is leading from the front. Then we have some of these stocks like HAL, Majgaon. They are consolidating in a range. For Majgaon specifically, we are currently struggling to cross the first barrier around 2850, which coincides with the multiple moving averages. So a trader should wait for a decisive break, when it comes to the fresh position, and then we may see next leg of the up move towards 3050, 3100 mark. For those who are existingly maintaining long, 2700 is the immediate base where the long term averages are placed. So as of now, it's a hold, but for fresh buying, one should wait for a break above 2850 mark.
Okay, 2850 mark. That is what we need to watch out for. All right, let's discuss about the another stock in focus. That is your Adani Energy. Where, of course, it was a mixed set of performance that came in for the company. Profit fell about 21% on a year-on-year basis in the second quarter. Revenue has risen by about 7%. Ajit, what do you make of the stock? The stock has surged, however, 8% in the past 1 month. Can we expect the trend to continue?
So we are very close to the resistance mark. See, 960.65 is the previous swing high, and broadly, if you see that within the Adani group of stocks, it has not performed, at par with the majority of the strong performing names. So one should be slightly cautious for fresh positions, and for those who are holding longs, utilize this recovery to reduce your position. In the interim, do maintain a stop at 920 because a break below this level may trigger again some profit taking.
Okay, all right. Some break below the level may take profit booking. Let's take another stock in focus. That is your Indus Towers, because that also came out with its second quarter performance yesterday, where the net profit has dropped by about 17% on a year-on-year basis. Revenue has risen by about 10% on a year-on-year basis. But yes, Ajit, how do you see the stock on the chart for Indus Towers?
So after this sharp decline from 430 to 310, there was almost like month and a half long consolidation phase, and finally yesterday it was a decisive breakout with volumes. When it comes to this, daily charts. So this indicates a possibility of further rebound towards, let's say, 385 to 390 levels as a immediate target, and then positionally it might in fact inch toward 410 also. So yes, you can continue to stay put with 360 as a stop loss.
Okay, 360 as a stop loss. Of course, let's take the opening rates on the screen for you. Of course, it's a quiet start for the markets. If you look at Nifty, it's opened up above that 25,950 mark. However, it fell flat with a positive. While BEV revenue has declined by about 17% on a year-on-year basis. Nomura has also given out a buy call on the counter, and they've raised the target price, given that they believe that the second quarter revenue was beat, led by the railway and traction motor as well. But yes, coming back to you, Ajit, on Sona BLW, we've seen good moves from the past 1 month. Also, stock is up by about 21%.
Yeah, so we are seeing recovery, Lavisha, because post this recent decline, we were almost closer to the 52 weeks low, close to around 400 mark. And after retesting that mark, we have seen a decent recovery, a steady recovery. In fact, in today's session, we are seeing an attempt to reclaim the long-term averages, which is a good sign. But charts indicates a possibility of bit of consolidation before the next leg of the up move. So for those who are holding longs, it's time at least to book partial profit in case if you're bought it at the lower levels. And for fresh entry, let the stock consolidate in this range 480 to 500 for the next leg of the up move.
Okay, all right. That is the view coming in for Sona BLW. Let's discuss about another stock in focus. That is your Dilip Bitcoin, 1% gains that is coming in for the counter as well. Dilip Bitcoin, any views on the counter, Ajit?
So it's highly volatile, Lavisha, because last time, from 450 to 580, it was almost a vertical rise, and then the decline was equally sharp. So I feel that one should refrain from any fresh long position until we see some stability in the price move. So as of now, it seems like that 470 to 490 could be the range that the stock might continue to hover in. And the moment, let's say we stabilize above 500, then probably we can see a gradual up move in this stock towards 525, 530 area. So as of now, it's an avoid, but for those who are holding long, 480 should be their immediate stop.
Okay, all right. Let's take another stock in focus. JK Tyre seeing some good traction in today's trading session. 5% gains coming in for the counter after it came out with its September quarter results, where the profit has risen by about 64% on a year-on-year basis, and revenue has also seen a good growth. Ajit, coming back to you, JK Tyres, good moves coming in for there as well. Can it continue its performance?
So Lavisha, in fact, we have started seeing this traction for almost like 1.5 months from 350 to 440 is something that we have already tested. So it's time at least one should book 50-60% of the profit existing position and maintain a trailing stop at 420. On the higher side, let's say in case if we manage to hold this 445 barrier, then probably we can see 470, 475 levels also. But charts are indicating there is a possibility of profit taking. So prudent approach is to at least book 50%.
Okay, all right. Prudent approach is to book 50% of the profits on JK Tyre. Let's take another stock in focus. Bata India not reacting well to its second quarter performance. The stock is seeing a sharp negative reaction, 6% decline coming in for the counter. When we did see that the profit has sunk by about 74% on a year-on-year basis, revenue has also dropped by about 4% on a year-on-year basis. Of course, Ajit, the stock has been an underperformer, but how much of a downside can we focus from here on?
So Lavisha, it's been almost 4 years now that we are seeing this kind of gradual and steady decline, and multiple attempts were made to reclaim the critical resistance area, but every time the sellers takes the control, and this time around also we feel that possibility of retesting the previous 52-week low close to around 1020, 1010 seems high. So in case by any chance if you have any existing long positions, the prudent approach is to take the losses and switch to the counters or sectors which are performing or trading in sync with the market trend.
Okay, all right. Let's take some of the viewer queries that is dropping on our live feed. But the first query coming in from Naveen is asking the view on Bharti Airtel. The stock has seen good moves in the past 1 month as well. But yes, Ajit, what is the next level that we can watch out for Bharti Airtel?
So a very steady performance from the telecom basket, Lavisha, and in fact we have seen a fresh breakout of late. And as per the pattern, the possibility of testing 2150, 2200 mark seems high. So definitely it should stay put. And now on the trading basis, the stop should be at 2020.
Okay, 2020 for the stop loss for Bharti Airtel. Let's take another viewer query. Naveen is also asking the view on Bharat Electronics on how the counter looks like. Of course, from so far this year, the stock has been an outperformer, 40% gains. But yes, what can we expect the next target level to be for Bharat Electronics, Ajit?
So among the defense counter, it is definitely among the top performing name, and still is holding above the short term averages. Though we are seeing a bit of a profit taking at the higher end, which is normal because we were very close to the record highs area. So 410 is the immediate stop for the existing long position, and one can in fact look for fresh longs also. And 428, 430, that should be the positional targets.
Okay, all right. That is the view coming in for the counter, Bharat Electronics. Today, however, the stock is down with about 0.2% decline as of now. But yes, let's move on and talk about another viewer query. We have NS who has been asking the view on M&M. He's saying that at 33% profit should be booked or hold. And if we need to exit, then can you suggest another stock which is there in the auto sector? Ajit, for M&M, what would you suggest? Is it a time to book profits at this point of time? Because past 1 month has been also quite good, and this year also it has seen quite an uptrend.
So yes, it's among the top performing name when it comes to the IoT auto basket. It's trading closer to its record highs. Marginal consolidation, every now and then is healthy as long as we are maintaining the positive trend. So I don't see any reason of exiting this position at current levels. In fact, one can continue to stay put. Now, this 3,500 is the immediate support area, so that should be your trailing stop loss. And a close above 3,700 can trigger the next leg of the up move towards 4,000 levels also. So keep on trailing your stop losses on rise, and as of now, 3,500 should be your stop.
Okay, all right. 3,500 should be the stop loss. Let's take another viewer query. We have Satvika who's been asking on Usha Martin for a 1 year perspective. Ajit, Usha Martin, of course, the stock has seen a steady rise from 400 levels to 450. That is where we are at as of now for Usha Martin. And today also the stock is seeing about flat with a positive bias. I guess from a target levels, what can she watch out for?
So yes, it's among the top performing name, in the mid cap and small cap basket. And as per the long term charts, possibility of inching towards let's say 500, 520 seems high. So she should definitely stay put. 430 on the closing, this should be the stop loss, considering that's slightly volatile counters and mid cap and small cap. Also, we are not seeing a decisive trend yet. Means the participation is there, but slightly selective. And Usha Martin is among the top performing names, so definitely she should stay put with 430 as a stop.
Okay, all right. Stay put with 430 as a stop loss for Usha Martin. Let's take another viewer query. We have Alex who's been asking the view on Avas Finances for a fresh entry for a long-term perspective in the housing sector. Ajit, coming back to you on Avas Finances, of course, so far this year the stock has seen a flat move. But yes, is this a time for a fresh entry in the counter?
When it comes to this housing finance names, especially in the affordable space, we have had multiple occasions where the stock tried to, witness some traction, but it couldn't sustain. So yes, the downside seems capped because 1,500, 1,400 is basically the area where we have multiple, bases, and every time when we see the stock inching towards that area, the buying interest emerge. But at the same time, the momentum is missing, and we might see the same the moment we see a decisive close above 1,800 mark on the weekly basis. So as of now, it's looked slightly more on consolidation side. So if you are okay with the 1 year, 2 year kind of a time horizon, you can start accumulating at current levels. And but for the momentum, we need a close above 1,800 mark.
Okay, all right. For a momentum, 1800 is something that we need to watch out for Avast Finances. All right, let's take another stock in focus. That is your Raymond. After it came out with its second quarter performance, the stock is its stock has declined by about 1% in today's trading session. After we did see that the profit has tumbled by about 76% on a year-on-year basis, and revenue meanwhile has grown by about 11% on a year-on-year basis. But as Ajit, the stock has declined nearly 2% decline coming in for Raymond. What can the next moves be?
See, consolidation with the negative bias is more likely because the stock is now trading below its long-term averages. It's been almost 15, 20 sessions that it's struggling to cross that barrier around 600 mark. And on downside, 565 is something that is holding strongly. In case if it breaks this level, then probably we are set for 540, 520 levels also. So please avoid any fresh long position. In case if you have any existing trades also, 565 should be a strict stop loss. On the higher side, the momentum would change, the bias would change once we, decisively reclaim 610. So as of now, it's an avoid for fresh position. Existing position, 565 should be a strict stop.
Okay, all right. That's the view coming in for the counter. Raymond, today the stock is down by about 2%. Let's move on and talk about Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank. The stock is seeing some good moves, 4% gains coming in for the counter after the company reported a good set of numbers from the September quarter. Profit has risen by about 4% on a year-on-year basis. NII has also increased by about 0.2% on a year-on-year basis. Asset quality has seen a bit of an improvement, and that is why you can see the counter doing well in today's trading session. Ajit, of course, this month only we have seen that the stock has seen quite a breakout. What can we expect? An extension of the same?
So yes, it's been almost 4 5 months of underperformance, and now we are seeing strong traction in this week. So far, it's up by around 7%. So we can see this recovery continuing towards 500, maybe higher. So as of now, yes, you can continue to hold your longs. 470 on the trailing basis or for the fresh long position is also something one can maintain. And around 500, one should review the position again.
Okay, all right. Let's take another viewer query on that note. We have NS who's been asking the view on Sirma SGS and whether it can be bought at the current market price. The stock is seeing good moves today, Ajit. 2% gains coming in for the counter. But yes, so far this year, the stock has also been an outperformer. Would you suggest him to buy at the current market price?
So it seems like that post this consolidation around the record highs, there was marginal profit taking, but the stock is again trying to reclaim the short term averages, which is a good sign. But for confirmation, we need a close above 795. So as of now, one should avoid any fresh long position because in case if it fails to hold this area, then probably we are set for 720 or maybe lower. So as of now, one should wait for a close above 795 for any fresh long positions.
Okay, or any fresh long position one needs to wait out for Sirma SGS. Let's take another viewer query on that note. We have RP Kar who's been asking the view on Hindustan Unilever on how the counter looks like on the charts. Of course, we did see that the HUL did report a mixed set of performance when it comes to second quarter, and that is what weighed on the performance in last week as well, where the profit slipped by about 6% on a year-on-year basis. Revenue also saw a drop, and the GST cut was a big impact to the margins as well. That is why what weighed the sentiment in the counter as well. But yes, the management is hopeful for the second half of the financial year, and we'll be watching out more moves from that as well. But yes, Ajit, HUL as a counter, how does it look like on the charts?
So Lavisha, in fact, among the sectors, only FMCG I feel is slightly lagging behind during this run, and for the obvious reason, because some of these stocks like HUL, wherein we are seeing profit taking post numbers, but the trend has not reversed yet. Means we are likely to over in this range of 2450 and 2640, at least in the near future. So, in case if you have any existing position, you may consider exiting and switching to the performers from the metal auto or banking space, and in case if your view is long term, you can definitely stay put.
Okay, all right. Let's see you coming in for the for HUL. Stay put for the counter. Let's take another viewer query. We have Advait Joshi who's asking the view on RBL Bank from a long-term perspective. Of course, the stock has seen a good uptrend when it comes to in the past 1 month as well, and from a year to date perspective as well. Ajit, 200 to 300 levels, and right now he's asking what's the long-term perspective looking like for the counter.
So RBL Bank post this recent development, on the stake sale, and since then we are seeing that the stock is inching gradually higher. Now we are trading closer to the 52-week high as well. So one can definitely consider accumulating in case if you're planning any fresh trades also in this range of 300 to 320. And gradually we can see the stock inching towards 355 380 levels if the view is long term. So yes, it's positive counters to invest in, and 380 to 400 positionally is what we are eyeing as a target zone.
Okay, all right. Let's take another viewer query. We have NS who's been asking the view on Lemon Tree Hotels and whether a fresh entry at the current market price is advisable for the counter. Lemon Tree, Ajit, the stock has been consolidating at that higher range of about 170 to 180. What would you expect him to do at this point of time?
So, interestingly, the stock from the hotel sectors, we are seeing mixed trend, while Lemon Tree is, maintaining the positive bias so far. So, yes, one can consider creating long even at current levels. Now, 158 is the area basically where we have multiple supports. So, with that as a stop loss, you can start accumulating at current levels, and the first target should be at around 180 and then 200.
Let's take one stock buzzing. That is your size silks. The stock is seeing a good breakout today as well, given that it came out with its good set of second quarter performance, where profit has spiked by about 68% on a year-on-year basis. Revenue has also risen by about 28% on a year-on-year basis. Ajit, what would your recommendation be for size silks? The stock is seeing good moves today.
So Sai Silk, Lavisha, I feel that this stock is not available on NSE because Sai Life is something that I can see on my screen. So can you please help me with the symbol?
It's Kalamandir stock.
Kala Mandir. Yes.
SSKI. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kala Mandir, yes. So strong traction, uh, upbeat volumes. So everything is aligned. Means it's been almost like 5 months of consolidation, which has finally ended, and the price action volume indicates this momentum to further continue towards 230-35 levels. So yes, you can continue to hold your longs with the trailing stop at 205.
Okay, all right. The stock is also seeing some good moves, and we'll be watching out for more for size as well. All right, let's take another viewer query. We have Geetu Sandesh who's been asking the view on Sathvik Green Energy from a long-term perspective on how the counter looks like. Of course, the stock is seeing some good moves today, 2% gains coming in for the counter. But yes, she's asking, how does it look like from a long-term perspective? 1 month itself, if you look at Sattvic Green Energy, 11% gains coming in for the count.
So it's more of consolidation that we are seeing in the stock. So as of now, one should avoid any aggressive
But
positions. But yes, in case if you have any existing
yes,
longs, you can continue.
Ajit, would you have the data to say? The net loss has narrowed to about 10 crore rupees versus a loss of 11 crore rupees in the earlier quarter, in the earlier year ago period as well. Revenue has risen by about 11% on a year-on-year basis as well. However, the stock is not appreciating the results. We can see nearly a percent decline coming in for the counter as well. But yes, coming back to you, Ajit, Mahindra Logistics, how does it look like on the charts?
Mahindra Logistics, yeah. So it's more of consolidation, Lavisha, and this zone 340 is critical because in case if it breaks this area, then probably we are set for the further correction towards 320 levels. So as of now, you can continue to stay put, but 340 should be your strict stop loss. On higher side, we need decisive close above 370 to regain momentum.
Okay, all right. All right, just one last question before we let you go, Ajit. What are your top picks? I know we discussed a range of the stocks, but anything that you're watching out?
Yeah, so Ashok Leyland, Lavisha from the auto pack is something that we like. After this marginal profit taking, the stock is again, buzzing, and we are seeing strong traction. The stock has reclaimed the short-term averages, so everything looks positive. And near-term 152 is what we are eyeing as a target area. So with stop at 136, you can go long in Ashok Leyland. From the PSU banking basket, which is leading from the front within the uh, banking space also, Canara Bank is something that we like. So after retesting its short-term averages, here also we are seeing strong rebound. So we believe 136 is something that the stock might test in the near future. So with stop at 124, Canara Bank can also be considered for fresh long positions.
Okay, Ashok Leyland and Canara Bank. These are the two stocks that we need to watch out for. All right, with that, we have to let you go, Ajit. But thank you so much for your time and connecting with us.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at how the markets have been faring at this point of time. If you look at Sensex, it is up by about 100 points. Of course, we did start on a quiet note, but if you look at Nifty also, it is above that 20. So we'll be watching out how the second half of the session also looks like at this point of time. But yes, with that, we have come to an end of this edition of Opening Bell. Don't forget to tune in at 3:30 for closing, and we'll understand how the market has developed and what stocks were there that grabbed the headline. Until then, signing off. Do stay tuned to moneycontrol.com for all the news updates and market insights.